abe. Yewura Nigeria, Equatorial Guinea. Oil na be tu numfaso. Yewura 51% ne kobeho. Ghana nhwehwemu. Make canon person being contradicted himself the mind. You all can in your correct. Ghana for identity benya 17%. Identity you rather room and idia council benya 17%. Ho na maya how na ya depa. Nanka bawa brochire de you $3 billion the enka also. So konso sa onso sa sankabachi semrade mai. You ramesraw. On the cabinet, one kwa what do you mean Timbi? Na one buebue. From papa, you bet to Miss Adian, you bet to me ye free ho. General Kutua Champon. Sadie, what in by your na say yes, and the corner chidie, and Tiasia. Sanye to Ponamra Arena. Yeba will be Oswe. Ben to be Amantivi. Ben to be Achem. And the Ankasadi and the Yancham Yenwe. No for funny as you and papa. Emma Sikana Mabi Bibi. Yura Chairman. Sa adie na mpɛ ho kwan sɛ nnɛ wɔn yɛ bibi se ya mɛba bi mɛkɔ akɔtena ase na mmerɛpam wɔyɛ fundraising na neɛ nananom a bɛwɔ bono yɛbɛka kyerɛ m nananom a bɛwɔ dɔmaa no yɛbɛka kyerɛ m nso matumi abɛyɛ dɛ abɛka afei nkɔto yɛn mfeɛ so na Kubana tiase na bono tiase bono east tiase ahafo tiase Ghana tiase nda ho nyina ase Manuel si
skill with our development
request and I say we any nsema eye nana ajiman bedu bono mahene domahene ya oka say omu say etumi hwe. Now what is key? And it's in terms of our natural resources, no, or in terms of our gold mines, what percentage, yeah, or my Ghana, it to me in your free. But that's well, no, it is never the story. Into Adintina, yeah, my Ghana. You see, because of the greediness of our politicians, the greediness of our traditional authorities. Because in any case, Senka kwako two gold, yeah, kwako two diamond, kwako two bauxite. Nanka, the chiefs and the people of the various localities, no, a bit to me, I have a say in what percentage should be used for developmental projects in those communities. And Kabisa say, Victoria is what it is today because of these policies. Johannesburg, all the cities in South Africa, it is what it is because of the Timemufuo Adiana Omoye, and I say, Botaya is so many to say, Dabi, if Uba 2 yen a good year, if it is 100%, we take 20% as the community for development. Imagine saying, if this thing was happening in Obuasi, Obuasi would have been the best developed city in Ghana. But ask yourself, where is Obuasi now? Obuasi, ye can't sika krum, yenko to edu Obuasi sika krum, Obuasi, bibi sa. But see Obuasi today, you won't get potable water. Pipe flowing to everybody's home. No. Unya. Schools, you won't get. Proper marketplace, unya. Because obia debi or ye into henen say, okay, or henen po onim, he doesn't know where the people are even mining onim. But yet, we say yeah, we good year. Now, we share the scheme of things. Countries with the highest resources in the world. Ghana is ranked number 4. If you pick five Ghana, the whole world. We are ranked number 4. What do we have? We have everything. Just say, we be here, Yanka, yeah, my Ghana, saying, to me, say, your mind, but that is not the story. And to the mind, that's it. We become the bro for hitting the nail right on the head. Because even if we are using, what the emphasize, we are just using 3% of the minerals, no, the proceeds from these various minerals, no, you have developing the various sectors. Imagine Takrade. The oil fields are here to, the oil are here to our Takrade. Imagine, say, we are using even just 2% of the oil proceeds to develop Takrade. And can you see slums in Takrade today? And can we have proper market in Takrade because of oil proceeds? But that is not the story. Our leaders, greediness, plenty. End of story. A man for esu say or many more to say or many more they don't care because they don't have a feel of it. Only he doesn't know what you're talking about because of the greediness of our leaders, politicians, our traditional authorities. Yes, say ahemfonya mayo ahemfonya politics but today they are the epicenter of it, and so they can't even say anything, and that is where we are as a country. And then when you see Dwabo Ase, you saw what happened in Dwabo Ase. In Mabuna, what a chrome ha, yes, saying Kayetumi and Juma, it is not happening. Now, if you look at some data from Statista, 2020, on my some reports be say if you pick Ghana, if you look at Ghana as a country, every year we have 547,000 graduates and as a student enrolling into our tertiary institutions every single year. Into 2020, 547,000. Possibility that it increased in 2021 was high. Possibility it increased in 2022, super. Now 2023, great. 547,000 students every year. Yeah, omo eko yen into asosukumu every year. Now out of that figure no, every year biano unkrofodro mu graduate no 100,000. XYZ broadcast obey to me afine. How many can XYZ broadcasting take in terms of all the media schools they work Ghana? If XYZ broadcasting can employ how many? But what can their buying do? Now the sad reality is that out of this 100,000 that every year or more graduating, the public sector is only able to pick 1 million Ghanaians. Now, I didn't know we are sad because the 2021 population and housing census, I say, if you look at the active population of the Ghanaian youth, yeah, to me, I employ more muye and who do more basane or me to me jumano. They are 18 million. 18 million Ghanaians graduate, and I said these are the people or the physical strength, the mental fortitude, and the emotional strength. So I'm to me juma every kind of work. 18 million, but the public sector is only able to pick 1 million. 1 million. 1 million per ena abinibe to me afa. The public sector, GVLA, ministries of what? Then department and agencies. 1 million every year. And the bit to me afa. It is 18 million people are eligible for employment every year. Now we can only employ 1 million. I'm saying 17 million now kano. Where are they? What should they do? 17 million now kano. What should they do? That is it. And then imebunu si enye juma ye. Intino yenko too good. But you ask yourself, 17 million Ghanaians. You are on the street. And then in Branto who abantu is already or bema usipisita. Juma ben no ya. Menka se uton dog chain na boni. Menka se we school. Na uchichire nkatie eton a boni o. Send DJ Maxi oye DJ oye juma. Nanso wachichire nkatie egu konkomu obi abo degree konko nkatie na de bia hye ne bag mu na ode nam into na chale na magazine nkate ni bi say so kiss na obedi say ye back ni cry say mashke say de odi de hwa say onya nkate eno na magazine akwa aba nkate business no ekoye
nkate business no de higher kwan ho.
No, you see, me man yes a higher kwan because that's the sad reality.
Oh yes.
Because na nkobia we adwuma radio station. The enka wo de nkate den. You get it? But even you, this is what you are doing. How much more onipedia onye adwuma bia ye na otifie? As a youth, when you ote san same year, how do you feel, Max?
Hard wisdom. Esan say o man na ye wo mu no, eduru ba bia ye mpanyimfo na omo ehwe wo man ne so no. Omo emma eye timamufo na se youth no enhu se baabi a ya baba be pie no enema pa ba ya kwamu ase akoye se empanyimfo na wo mo akọ animu na wo mfie akọ animu no nko ana ewo se bibi ekọ wo mo ho se eba se adwuma bi employ nipa na se government employ nipa wo adwuma bi mu a ohwe empanyimfo no na wafa wo mo na wo braha wo be hya ha wo hya ha no mo esan se empanyimfo no na ye omo age mate nti no omo fa wo mo no mo de wo makwa akohye baabi na wo mo ne wo mo ankasa na edi kasubom ewo ho no mo a youth no nso ewo abonten youth bebre na youth no nso na eye oman no edaache ya se daache bi ni se mo sa mpanyimfo we mu ni ho no ma youth no na eba besi mu anan ne se ni youth no oni adwumaye na se watifie oye niema bi a ensem fata se mo mpanyimfo no efiri ho no ma hwan na beba ba besi mu anan biem ewo oman no na che se oman no ejija wisdom on say wo kasa no wo kan asem bi say eye yen resources ewo oman no mu on say nana adjuman bedu edi kan kasa na na me de say bra no wo kasa asem no na vice president ete ho no mo ene wo de sa asem no esoma no say wo kɔ no wo ne wura nana akufu ado mokɔ cabinet meeting on wo ntimu bi kɔ ne kɔ ka kire no se eye eniema se ni se na ekoso o manum esan se yen agudi a yetuo no se yetu eye agudi no a se ye oil ana se gold ana se eye ne ekeka ho bia no percentage na ya Ghana yenya no esha yen na ye de ya ade wo ba beje ma ade a eye den na wo momu na wo fira bonten beje ma ade no wo mama de ketwa na wo momu no fa bebre ade kɔ wufie enye enti enema bi one se waba no waba abeto so a ensesan ye wo ho no ma mo betimi asesa enne se ewo se foforo nso ba monhwe se de mo besi aye nhyehyeye no na aboa temamufuo no ama youth no nso atimi anya adwuma aye o kan mi krom yetu gold wo ho yetu gold wo asema ato obo asefo no last year ebi to wo mo hafu Kenya as new month omo bonkofo bi tuo Emma ekofa asem bebre edebaaye ase saade ne yaye eye gold mines no eyaye wo mo de se omo ekoye adwuma ewo concession bi na so mu gyae to no na so obi kɔ hɔ no ma se ya anya nipa na yakayaka de a na ekofa bibi aba nti o se mpanyimfo ene wo mo ntena ase se momfa youth na adwuma na youth no nso no enyai so mo nso because opese odidie enipa wo ho se wa nidi a edwo haw ebrew enti na wo se wono nso kopedi obedie na wono nso no kopedi obedi a na ni akwakoto ni
alright enti se wo hwe screen so a we ni esi ye Dwabo Ase yes Dwabo Ase isan se youth no ese omonte ase isan se ya ade aposifo akwakoche omu colleagues ni bi obeka ya enrechi ya na over 30 of them omuko asase akwakobugu omu so na Dwabo Ase gold mine ka say they went there illegally and no na ma uhu initial part of the video na asrafo akwakogu krom ho a enye asemkuma na ye kan unemployment asemi ene eye security issues no onyonyanfo anase owura ye kojo otredako ye paypal da intentional security services ano ohoma so ebeko ne na twenko but answer na no former president John Mahama make some comment about say unemployment abra ye to ne so aba eyi no say Frankatunima NDC bra na all the ne acceptance speech to dwano or can say be about unemployment.
Unemployment is a national security crisis today. Unemployment is at its highest level in the history of Ghana. And what must be done to help in ameliorating the challenge has not been done.
John Mahama, former president and flag bearer of the NDC. What has to be done is not done. Ojo, good morning.
Wisdom.
Now, this is where we are now. Rebecca said, "Enka unemployment they shall say 65 years up to today with regards to the resources I war and paying for mudi and nimudie. We should not be talking about what is happening in Dwabo Ase today. Where did we go wrong?"
Wisdom. I'm watching a phone. Yedi kind of thing na we are what you here. Free service. Emra ye penny for be chere o mai ebesi ene no aban aba akọ na bibe emfa ne se ina ye kan ho na abedru se na wudi kan na wo kan abudi ye dia enye se bi abrofo na eba o mba betu ne dia nti den ti ana den na chere ye se ye ntimi o man ye nhyehyɛ ye pa aye den faso ebe bre o man no mpempi ubekomu no na ye sabi bi omo di anim ekoye san hyehyɛ no obehwe no na ono odwen ono sabi ne kata obenya a free sanchi anymore. More a chain so obey dream or minor. And then next year I will do the agree. As you say, no, you are careful. I said, I'll ball former President Mahama Tape. Apart from no, Nancy Muho, National Security and Kasa area report to be a command Kandapa. And almost cited unemployment one of the major national security threats. Now, Seneke Kakono. I had to say, ye undertone, yan re be do baby no. Yentin swano. The nipe bia so no. Basic need the big kind pie say over surviving. And Nuntina, what the stories be I said, Yomaya now Mutina could also so more cool Libya near be do baby na. I say, I Romo to beat me a piano in your twin. Because of few sitting in a canahua, Umunia don't beat you. That's all not your day of surviving. And at this point, it doesn't even matter. Say, Oma trespassing. Say whatever they went there to do is illegal. They had to survive. Nelson Mudidi. Now, in Shishaya Bay, maybe say, in Shishaya Bay, and I buy and also bought your home buying because you're near a buying or social contract. Say, Mutima Mufono, mobile fakwa and password, and money and Buchia Motor. That one will be Chiama buying and not buying so the bed was over bomb home buying. Ewo kwan bebre so ye adwuma semu protection of human rights anyo na social contract entino be du be na se ase aban no twetwe na nase no ntimi nye saa nhyehyeye no ne timamufo ne woni pa na so bia pese odo so fa ekwan a ono be fa so se obeden obedidi anu na mai e dia kudu be bia ye du sese. If it's a boys, no, almost economic, they know the risk. Almost common that they are quick. A bit to be a good so. Be bit to be a seat, we bit me to you too. Nanso no, a be a wamba or ye. Or no so near you may be a some mining company buying she share Ben a buying from she share ya. They be a move between a good year. Nipe wokumu, a be a moon to me full dear Juma. Nemum no, yen be almost our year, moving bit in the aye. Then a common end yomo. Sanchi share no hosana. A Sanchi share no honswa. Why never? I will be Sanchi share so. But the teacher said Sanchi share no. It be an anyhow because the number of people who went into the pit means Jesus said, Omo, you may be ya, Omo take his risk no. A comedy omo. Intina said, be on to me Kobokrono. Na mo so fa kwan mi so edidi na adwuma onu so nim ana wi beto ye kalamse no ye tu de woni ni kru nteno na ene ama ya bedu ba bia ya do sese.
No, they don't care again. Ni BCBNC is that where
no. Yeah, it's because ina me chese ni pe bia no pe obu a usu hwinra wadi ati afi bedu ba bi no na hwinra na atramo wabre. Into the catcher on the BCBiano, NC. The come bed do, come here. The come bed do, party, and yet, Ubi two and a more. Now, 2 and a morning a year, Mawa, offer, and ye should be any now do, actors, or only a goose me say. It is almost different idea, the kind of. I tell you, Nancy, Buku go for you in a free, very free cruiser. I almost take the course and internet near Intino, or take. But they are not afraid anymore because remember, all share my common end in a banner. This are buying to me fan is a young to her, Sebi, a bebois, a woman, ye be BIA, and you all didn't quite be trusted. No, they are any remember. Then I could do this.
Could you hold on for me? My man called the other line is Namine or Richard Kumado or no a fraud prevention expert. And a security consultant, on that same matter. But Richard, good morning.
Morning.
Now, Richard, you from the angle of the deployment. Now, the least thing we deploy the military. Have we lost confidence in the police service?
No, it's just a confused nature of the security management of this government. Mankan wants them to upgrade. The Omaya a bit more confused, the structures and Jumama. Uko police, standard policing. there are various departments within the Ghana Police Service. And see, every threat that faces the nation and the area of specialization you deploy to the area. As to why somebody to take the pageant in the list and I deploy military for, I don't know. Now, even in the face of threat, internal threat, insecurity, some military force, so they have come under fire for some time. We are even talking about the death of one of them for how many years now. There has not been any investigation. It's a civilian. And to what will be the preventive nature? There is something I have been teaching for like 15 to 16 years now. It's called security preventive strategy, where you live and you don't have any security challenge, whether you are a business or you are an individual or you are an organization or a CEO. A defensive preventive system helps you to live your life wholly without needing the aid of a security officer or even coming at the attack from anybody. And see, it is time for the organizations in Ghana and some key stakeholders to look at that model again.
Now, in Crawford, the mining site illegally. Shouldn't they be dealt in that manner? And as the angel almost say a common and yes.
On say government inability to regulate the mining laws make a problem home. Because in some other jurisdictions, the license now, you see one section moving to the other section. You have to put the land back to the state you find it. Case, we leave loopholes. Now, entrapment to the same citizens, because in this particular case, Tamafwaya entrapped into the hole. If the Newmont company has sold it, it wouldn't have happened so. Number two, if they break into Newmont for search of whatever it is, Newmont have the right to deal with it precisely as a criminal issue. But it is far more than that. People have fell into the pit. Nothing has been done about it. They are looking for survivor. The same state, every year, almost a permanent provider has come against them by deploying military against the people. And that is where the confusion is,
About Newmont, where you Anglo Gold Ashanti. Yeah.
Okay, Anglo Gold Ashanti, yeah.
Now, hang on for me again. Mamenko Kujuho, I'll come back to you, Richard. Now, share proliferation of arms in the system. Report actually said we have over 2 million illegal arms in the system. Blacksmiths, Omokoswa Dijuma in producing these arms. Now, at the time, every day, the listing, we ignore the police and then we bring in the military. If the Timemufono become used to the military, is it possible? Are we seeing a day they could raise arms against the military?
Well, but social trend now. That's what's happening. The police phono will be common. Like a soldier phono will be like the police for I say it's no. And there was a good reason why a constitution they gave the military service, the military as an army, their role. And almost I say police force were Juma as but over the years, police almost lose a Juma portion because they say, we as the police are police in today. But gradually also the military too is trying to take the role of the police. They say, soldier for one and one in review. What I say? Internet is a very minimum who should be in charge of this and sanitize the system. Well, and yet there are people still opposed. Who is asking them to do the right thing? Oh, let me. I mean, I think we can't now, Bisano, Bisano say, baby, agree, only answer on the soldier for near you. Oh, we know, you see, it's about managing crisis. Yes, we accept it's a private property now because Anglo Gofoni has a lease. And a lease, expire. And a Wilma they have trespass. But the basic tenets of your constitution is your constitution boy and home. to save life and property. And he said the Sobikra Koye BBA. The here and I did can say, Yan Green Quay first one. You bought among Quaho my answer. What I say? And to know here at this point, take the no more police for this for the course of more chip. No piano matching. No, negotiate them out first. Well, you should get a negotiator who sweet talk them. No monkey, other than make your sister station, this was said, when you say, almost show some by a bechium. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that I'm say DC for the area, no, Lady B. Yeah, Cassie, I almost say DC, no, and mom guarantee say, some by enchum, but she can't do that. Honestly, she can't do it because almost at this point,
guarantee almost safety. Yes.
Yes, what happened to leadership? What I say? I also agree panning quantum, also can some in crime in some that were free. I'm no one. Yes, why are dear Watumra? Nemuno, preening quano answer. O preening quano, a car semi betona soon as you pay free hobby baby. Now the man I day, Edino. No, show now we hear him now catching say. You to me and Shan boss will be engineer. And yeah, also I can mention Mamingo Davias.
Okay.
What will be the point?
All right.
But what are they? Yes.
Kojo, FNC, I bet was to be. Kojo Chida, a head, and I say he's the CEO of Intention Security Services Limited. But that's not pay. Mamin Konamine, Union for Richard Kumado. So Richard, do we see, sir, we are going to ever end having this conversation? Then you to me.
No, to the extent that survival about a critical issue for our young ones and the sex of jobs will lead them to take risky adventure to almost everywhere they can find their livelihood. I mean, this looking at the way it is, this thing will end. What we need to do is the environmental protection agencies must also come in strongly to ensure that safety of people who even work for the mining companies are kept alive. Then they should not also leave any loophole or any intruder to get into whatever it is. Say a security breach or say your operational breach or whatever breach it is, these young guys were able to get into the Angogo Ghana premises. No? We will need to look at it from the corporate point of view. Then we also look at it from the state point of view. These are young people looking for food, and they will do anything in that direction.
Kumado, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Richard Kumado, a fraud prevention expert and a security analyst. Maxi,
yes.
As Mebunu, when you revived hope be.
Hope ne de ewo honomo nanso se ne be ya hope no ebegusu awo honomo da bia no se enipa no se onya bibi eniye obefo so se obenya bibi ede ato ne yam esanse enipa honomu ni ekom enema enipa eye ade a enye se de mpanyimfo no ekasa na wisdom momudi ka kan aye no se enipa no owo bibi a ebema no source of income enka onko amenanum honomo eno nso ntina ama wo mo entimi ntina fie se ekwam ne ya ebia nipa no wo yere wo ma ebia busua bibi edan no na ono na ye hwe no ne se da ne da nyina woni bibi a oya eya na ede wo haw eba no ntina ma wo mo ekọ eye asase ne so ho no mo se wo mo enso ekọ akopanie o mo ne abusua no ebedie entine mpanyimfo hu se obi ekọ baabi anya se ne boni mu se bi a opese we bi na mum se obenya bibi ato aduane adie se ye ne nka anglo gold fo afa omo edwuma mu ama wo mo ni wo mu na eye edwuma ka menya sure se omo bekọ eye amranum ho no mo se wo mo ankasa de omo pe ekọ akọ yesanse edwuma bia ni ho no mo ya omo eye a mbebo mo nso atimi anya bibi adie enu nso nti ene ma wo mo eye dai ekọ eye amranum ho no mo no ema wo mo koye ya sese no akofa wo hawaba na akoye bibi se aban we se no se bibi ba inse se wone eye temamufo no betena se anase obeyusu eye police for e dia solve issue no na wo ma frɛ eye sojafo se omomramu munim se sojafo nso wo mo ba bibi mu eye gidigidi e de ehu eto oman ne so sojafo eye nkofo bi a wo bra wo se wo ma wo mu pia bonten enye ye na ye tetemamu no anase ye temamufo no e na wo ma sojafo na ba betata ye e wo eye ɔman no mu ɛwɔ sɛ aban no ɛhwɛ saa adeɛ no ɛyie ɛsan sɛ ɛyɛ too much ɛwɔ ɔman yi mu sɛ biribiara ne yɛyi sogyafoɔ apie ɛma wɔ ma ba ɛyɛ temamufoɔ no ɛso
Maxi medase
menso medase we
and nkatie no so koswana ton so Maxwell my colleague or XYZ he's a DJ and then he sells granules as well, so you should see him. Now that's the conversation. We are not ending it here. I'm sure continue from wherever you're hearing us from, and let's ensure that the youth of this country, we have a better place to go. My name is Wisdom Hedejame. When you meet me, you can call me Nyansan. But before that, let me say happy birthday to you, Mrs. Mandi Atha Boahen, the boss wife. Today is your day. So from the three wise men, your children, Manuel, Betty, everybody, the youth of Amrahian District, we want to say a very, very happy birthday to you and congratulations on this new year.
Na kwa me taxi driver na enka na misisi eso misisi ama aka me na to na twetweme binya 3p garlic misa no aboa me pa
asa miracle bi wadro no sese mafunu kra se die sia twimi ankasa me humi esi so sese me humi ana esi so obeka se die bibi hye me so bi no na ye normal mi bi pi na ti no ti pa me sa 3 days ni na edona ankasa de nyankopon de ayi bi ahodi ti ma ye bi anya sam ketwa ana se we de me fro aka tro na me fa nhye me nkwa me
me de abe fa 3 years ni ana asa me gina wa me na mo sisinya hye me kwa me de me ko bi amu so much me dru ta ba 6 years ni o tema bi am ye ma di se ene me jana Taya na nkume preko ene 4 days ana me koto 3 garlic mixture ni tema me kase nkupe no yam se ene ya me no kase me ho atom ya me din wa me ntiase
3p garlic mixture ubenya bi wo mamu pharmaceutical shops and herbal shops Fred Piwak e 02489288824 and 02010000021.
Score HD, the new exciting football channel, is now available only on HD Plus and brings you football from around the world. Watch Sadio Mane and Daniel Kovichre in the top weekly match of the Bundesliga 1 and DFB Cup, Primera Liga, Copa de la Liga Profesional, see Ronaldo in the Saudi Pro League, as well as daily sports news every other hour. Also, get updated on Messi and Mbappe on PSG TV and many more. Feely on HD Plus channel 151. Agronaide HD Plus, the Feely experience.
Notice lately I've been drifting aimlessly. The actual retail price is
exclusively on HG Plus channel 115. The serene environment fits into the goal of the school, which is simply to provide excellent educational foundation for your ward's development before they commence primary education. At first glance, clearly you will see why the school is called Hebron Hills International School, as the building stands tall overlooking town. With a Montessori style, we have experienced and dedicated staff and trained teachers. Our small sizes classrooms are meant to enhance teacher-focused approach where children get one-on-one attention from the teacher. Hello there. We are open at 7:30 a.m. and school closes at 2:30 p.m. After school care is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., while early drop-off can be arranged at 6 a.m. Hebron Hills International School is located at Midye off the Nsawam Road. Locate us with GP postcode GW0688 GAWEST and GPS code 06884870. You can contact the school and make further inquiries on 050-876-2375 or call the office directly on 0302-918768. Email us at hebronhills.school@gmail.com. Hebron Hills International School. Excel and shine.
A state-of-the-art facility built with your family needs in mind. A medical center positioned for all your fertility problems and other diseases. Medimosis Clinic and Prostate Center. Our goal is to help our patients achieve and maintain optimal health. We have fully functional OPD laboratories in all our branches. Do you have problems urinating? Medimosis is the ultimate solution. Our Prostacure X capsules and Prostacure Herbal Tea treat prostate problems. Afromosis capsules gives you maximum performance, and for the ladies, Femacure X capsules solves all your menstrual problems. Locate Medimosis Clinic and Prostate Center at Adenta Barrier near the traffic light, Ashaman Ajekojo, Kumasi Ahinima Kokobing, and in Accra, Ministries after the Ghana Highways yard. Call 0244 068 447. We accept National Health Insurance card and all other private insurance card. Medimosis Clinic and Herbal Center, your ultimate solution for prostate problems.
Welcome to AutoCheck Vehicle Diagnostic and Licensing Center.
I hear my car can be checked here without going to so many.
And in charge with TV XYZ. And that's all right. You beam pa fise and come on ye baby no. Look, on a normal circumstance, one say ya can't shot a year and pass it. Na ye de I can't do biaki kaka once ye can't see yenka. And then penny for ya minu mo baby din come. Omo dia to mo honso say omo beka ansem no said ye sitie. Na ye hunu tibia na ye wom wo 2020. Any tibia e wosi ye kom wabra ye ekwa yanim. Because in 2020, Tizem Kankano, obit the year 2020, and none of them didn't brim. He said, was shrine baby, was shrine mammy be, was shrine wafabi, was shrine busyanibia nasa danfobia, Nanka was susu say, Nisika be a nasa na hunya bi babwa, ama omo en kanko anaso mumpuntu etimaba. But then I'm COVID in tea, yadia kodye wo coronavirus in tea. Almost hard this channel. Look, COVID is so by Ghana and Yescapa, and yene. Sika yenya yede mampanyi be ka kire say covid ya be ye be kire e bibi man ni hwase afa na nyina say ye ba betena na ye biahwe ye bi a ye be ye nura ye de be di sa yade no hodwuma akosi sen etime say na mpanimfo ye o ma bai o ma fa sa asem na to o ho so say sa nkomo no mo hya ase enne na be ye nkomo a Ghana fo nyina be di abaye nkomo a ebibifo nyina be di sade be ya dachi bi yade bi atore ncham bi sa ema no homene so a yetimi asode na yegina etia sa yade kro no mamemma omako aba wa abra me bo omudin na mahunu mpanimfo ya ma bo omudin anasa makamfo mu azemu ba be hu omunyina omo studio ase ya ye no mo ba be twetwe nkomo ena yebusa epidemic preparedness response financing Ghana's context Ghana 7 saying the city Ghana nkomo no wo ekwan a yabo a yede siesie ye ho say ye ma atore ncham yade bi ma na emmo ye nhwe fom ya ho boaboa ya ho siesie no Ghana nsem no saying the city it o mo mbabo am ye di san komo eye Joseph eye Wemeko woye Wemeko woye Human Rights Reporters Ghana wo ka mo mpanimfo no in fact woye mpanimfo no ba ko eja jo akwaba na boko de ye de nyame ase and so another Joseph Zuwa hase one also din the Joseph Tete Afangbe Joseph Tete Afangbe a co-convener Emma SDGs Youth sub platform ye ka SDGs a enhyehyɛ ahodo a ye de toto akwan mu sɛ de bɛyɛ a enoma akɛse bi enase atoriye nkyɛm bi ne enoma basa bi ento ye ka se ye mampanyi na na adodan kwa akufo adokra no saa de bere kɛse ye no kra ye de amana ɛwɔ so wɔde sisi no ma bi ho kwan enti saa ahwe ye ho no ɛhɔ na menua Joseph Tete Afangbe wɔyɛ call convener ɛma mabunu a wɔmo boa na saa no ma no yɛhwɛ sɛ ada ne ho adi ɔmo platform so Jo akɔ aba what you so we giri sɛ bibia dadi yɛ da nyame ase ɛna fe so ɔba a wɔda ntamu ɛyɛ Laurentia Ewuku wɔyɛ programs manager ɛma Move the World Laurentia me giri sɛ bibia dadi yɛ da nyame ase enkomo ya ye bedi me sɛ hyase yi videos no ma me yɛn kaka ye ho enoma esi ye 2020 wohwɛ movie bi a ye frɛ no Avengers Infinity War ebra Thanos ye ne nsa se pa ɛna ewiase wo sɛ sini ni mo ewiase ye mu bi yiraye saa de pepepe na si ye ɛwɔ 2020 afinim asa obi gina baabi no ye ne nsa se ta na amanfo ayira ye enam yade kodi ewu coronavirus na ba no ho ahụ sɛ emfonyi a ye yi kyerɛ wi na ye sie enye sɛ ye sie nipa baako ana mienu wa mama hodo bi so bu sɛ ye ade bi a friend mass barrier dompa ɛna ye tu amna ɛna ye sie omo ɛme ye den hyehyɛ bi ba ye se ye nyina ye ntira dem na yade no wɔteta abonte wo pie ba ɔbɛbɔ ɔmongalat eti ye nyina ye nka dem ye ka dem afa yedrum pempen so bi yese kura de me enchia ye chia yemfa ya batwe ena enchia ene ye sha se ye de abatwe enchia edrum pempen so bi yese yen kata yanim se yade no nam frama mu wahra obobo awura ye hunu ma na ya suma na se yenum ene na manfo asase kata omo ese kura de edrum ba bi kura omo se maye yentena se emmom peso yentiti yentem ni nyina ebaye it is our video ya. This is what happened to the world. Mama sha sem free Joseph Afangbe ho. Na me nyantiase won ye see year 2020. Any nie nti ehia say ye ahoboa.
Okay, all right. Yeah, thank you very much.
Minim so obopoto. We dey fafra.
Yeah. Na ye nyina ye dia to mu say in 2020 no. Bibia betu ya ye nyina obia anda andwene ho da se ebia bibi se ebeba betu ewiase nyina na ye wo honmo na yeti se oh yesi yare bia ba na yare na enam wiem se na ase na aye hu na obia den afi ye wo honmo a yare na abedu Ghana yi na ebedu e no ye first eyi na ye record ye case na ye record ye no na eye from ye borders and I say nti eba nsano na afa obia ye study obia ye say oh na BBC a ndia wo say ye bibi na yemfa ye de yemfa bo ye ho ban na quickly no na government of Ghana any various agencies are putting up measures in place including Ghana Immigration Service sinebeya ye wie musem ni borders ni you know ye betimi protect exactly na eba ne sa no na nyame na adum na bibia start here bibia ekoso but esen say na ebimu edikan aba oman ne mo mudi yare ne ba oman ne mu no na fe you know spray and spreading tranetre nti abeye very difficult to contain na esen say Ghana enye prepared when kama yine see no na I said ya funny ye who wanted like I said na obia
na bi mu kram person beje di say yare bi wo
bibi sa wo ho na wo hu se na de na aya na I said afa Ghana by surprise na it's something that ye nyina ye prepare mini wo ye prepare na as at a point impono na ebi mu ngindi say bibi sa wo ho na eba ne sa no well the first say ye prepare no doesn't mean say ye ntimi nye hwe
that's right
na aban di Nshishabia asise kwanmu Ministry of Health ni Ghana Health Service any finances any social protection ni omu nyina ba together ma school ya close schools ni nature say the whole government you know ministries ni na play role when ntina
omo kaye good dem come kra be dey
oh na nya easy kra na che diane ni ebi mu anya bi wana diane ni die o be nya diane na che say wo so hu edi na na ye difficult na nyesi ene say na Ghana any sika e wo ho no e betimi dia eden e betimi dia support ye hu sene be ya at least e betimi aka say wo BBC ya to ye no yatimi a contain in a way e be developed countries a omo ye no omutumi aye den omutumi a contain no a omo antimi am feel impact even though say omo feel impact but because omo ye prepared omo a hihye nyama bia a e betimi aye den abo omo yeti has say omo wo a year preparedness responses are measures are omudia to akwan
sabra ye kasa
men kan dadao nanka nya sanka esie no omutumi a container no omutumi aye den aboanye a ye bre
okay Lorisha
na bebre na omo bebre
good so
what they were not able to actually feel it the way we felt it
omo na wu bebre
omo na wu bebre
me kai Italy videos ahodo ane ya na ye so ankofo mu adigu ha te se de omo TV show yi enso omo mom na tu anamon edan na di se sabre krampo no a omo dan na di se omo ye krado se bia bibi foforo sa esi ba Lorisha mami hunu ye nyina ye Ghana for wo Ghana ye aye weyi edi ahoboa na ya ye edi no ma na edi atoto akora because na no ye amampanyi ba ye fie wa abra ye mfra no yi wo ka kire ye se de yade kodie wo coronavirus no onye ade bia ebohu bia Afisem World Health Organization ka kire e na obeka kai no ma wo ye anase na ban ye ebra covid ba ye ba ne wantimi andan na di eye ne wa ye a wo de besi sa ade no ho kwan se ene bibisa ema na homene so a ana beyond the mampanyen timanka wankasa wetima yehwemu ehunu se ye bibi ana
menka asemi de won say pandemic ne bae no ye ka sinto amafo ahihye akwan me dem brofo be fra kakra eti oma taking measures to mitigate the spread okay. And we are supposed to learn from that. So, and I was saying, Ghana, the way it impacted us, now the Sianyansa kakre free. Ombra, it affects you more because Ghana, see a sea or Italy, a kasi a sea or Ghana, my way manka. Why should I mean and here? And then a Ghana a bit me. WHO for saying to pandemic preparedness, it needs 3 strands. You have to have a national response plans, and do the Yamia Dum Ghana etimiaye. But
national response
plans and say epidemic a fund we need to set it up by how are we going to access that fund how are we going to manage it COVID levy by any saying na who system bebre and buy but say we where you can WHO for now a national response plan the next is funding and then the next is capacity in sense a COVID time our capacity we were found wanting a bad personnel deployment now it's a nurses phone a doctors phone who baby freja training baby na call and so do we have the capacity to do that and any pandemic preparedness no and pandemic preparedness now funding and the funding it also supports the capacity be buying the catcher and said to nurse in patch so we need the fund and that is why we are all here today says we need your friend is a public health emergency fund we need to start establishing it and see how best we can make it functional
but see it is a buying edge a year man for tuobia your friend covered the 2 year we ensusu ye muno say sika no ehe fa na wo say enko ye de de kire hunu say ye wo futuo bia ya bo ato ho a ye de say sika na igum sada be ya dachi be ho be ba mfaso amaye ana ye jana sa
me issue with COVID levy in Ukraine say it shouldn't be just COVID levy because we have pandemic and epidemic now it's not just COVID
right
South Korea say they were the only country America say call lockdown because they were well prepared and that is what we want to be well prepared.
I don't know say yade bi say beba
say just when we talk about preparedness and they have early detection they had their research going on some infectious diseases no say omutimi research to know center if this should come this is the measures that we can take place and be well prepared and so almost saying yes say call lockdown so we can start learning from all these evidence-based researches so now I prepare you and to me a coming COVID levy and to me an epidemic levy and a pandemic levy because say something else should come a patch said COVID living yet me fan and supported the other pandemic because you are labeled with COVID and that is my question to the public. Say yeah COVID living now. Say another pandemic should hit Ghana. Are we going to say because this is a strictly COVID levy, we cannot use it for
now
another
COVID levy
pandemic?
because Ghana queen.
If I just ask them,
no, I mean you should be interested because
I am interested.
When I watch advocacy,
yes.
Answer na oba no na medical abo aban pum ebuso mo say sika we ya mode ato se COVID nti e na mo gige free Ghana for no e for pote na eko not just omo aban mo in fact politicians omugu mrase bedwafie mako mo ncha buso mo sa question no
yeah we are actually advocating for transparency and accountability amount for like they should come, the people responsible for it should come out and account for it. How is the fund being managed, what is going in, what is coming out, and then yet me the fund I potting. I know we've set up COVID centers and things, but where exactly is the money going to?
Yeah, but idea ba konso e dan when the bra COVID buy no wo Ghana ha ayare sabia hodo an ye hia na I was a yetimi amount for koto edrum pembenzo bi na asubiti nyina abo apepe so na ye hunu de enye ye ho e ma mampanyi be se ho bo se oh wenti wode ade bi e friend agenda 111 eba what the baby di sade no ho dwuma Joseph Wemeko. I mean in terms of your preparation wa hospitals ye was a ye de ye ho to so wo sika ye be hia ye de be di ye dwuma no we evaluation of the Ghanaian story near there.
So you said in terms of, pardon me, because of my
hospitals
inability to flow in the.
Don't worry, flow in the English
So if you can just rephrase your.
Okay, so I'm talking about preparedness. Okay. And yeah, once you see your preparedness, and I'm in this case, I'm looking at hospitals that we can depend on, in dealing with the situation, and of course the funding that we need in order to be able to deal with the situation. Should we get to that point again? What's the Ghanaian story?
So I think from all we know, from the indication, the explanations given by my colleagues over here, and all we know on the ground is that the COVID-19 trust fund was not managed properly, including the levy that we collected. And that gives a concern for us to whether the advocacy we are making towards the setting up of or the establishment of the public health emergency fund, it always come into question. If the the COVID-19 levy was not well managed, how then are we going to manage this particular one that we are calling for? Right. Isn't that a concern? Yeah. So what I'm saying is that,
but we had money from World Bank and all the other donor agencies. Yeah. What happened to all those monies?
For that one, like Laurentia rightly said, it has to be something that the authorities must account for, and we are always demanding for that kind of accountability, but it's not forthcoming. See, this particular fund that we are talking about will not be something that people thought has happened in the past. We are saying that one, they should channel all the resources in the COVID-19 trust fund into the public health emergency fund, the proposed one that we are talking about now. And whatever fund,
just for the benefit of understanding, omo proposal a team group omo proposal anasa omo de nsusu ye to say yem pefotuo bia ye de sika begum ebetima boa na be yensi echi baabi ama o man Ghana sa toriencham yade atoriencham bi to ye that continue.
Yes, so where I'm sure you're asking, where will the money come from, right?
No, I was just explaining what you were saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, so we are looking up to find there are donor fund or funding that will be coming through. Now, citizens also have the responsibility to contribute to this into this fund. But the concern has always been, how will this fund be managed? How will it be used? Is that not it?
Yes.
So we are saying that forget about what people are thinking. Fine, the accountability has to be rendered, by the authorities. But notwithstanding, this particular fund will be different from that one. It will be backed by an act of parliament. The people that will manage it will not be government officials. They may be people, it may be like a committee chosen from the some members from the CSOs, from the private sector, and the academia and other, organizations. So we are leaving the hands of government appointees out totally, because it is going to be backed by an act in Parliament or act of Parliament. There is a confidence that this fund could be well managed, and the people that will be in charge will not be people who will infiltrate their hands and soil their hands.
And which people will be that?
Yes, we are talking about people of high integrity.
No, better than you. How are we going to determine that?
Well, we have a lot of them. We have let's forget about politics here.
No, we are all forgetting about politics, but unfortunately,
people of high
such people become
moral,
more political than. I mean, look, you put people in positions of trust.
Yeah.
And look, because you're dealing with money, the tendency of scandals and all kinds of things to come up is high. So what sort of protective mechanism can we put in place in order to deal with that? I mean, you wouldn't rule that out, would you?
Yes. So definitely, where you are involved into such malfeasance, the law must deal with you, and that is why we are using the act backed by Parliament, an act from the Parliament, which will strongly back this particular, and we will hold people accountable where you are found culpable of soiling your hands or taking anything from the fund into your pocket or to do any of your. You should be held accountable, and then punishment should be meted out to you according to the law.
You're sounding as though the fund is a panacea, is the only panacea to dealing with a possible future pandemic. Or I'm not getting you correctly.
It is not the only panacea. The people managing it, the usage of it, is equally very important.
So give us an idea of the people who will be managing the fund.
Where
would they be coming from? Yes, you
they are not coming from heaven. I'm sure you are thinking I will say they will be coming from heaven. They are angels.
Are you talking about civil society? Are you talking about the academia?
Yes, I'm saying that we would have a committee. We are proposing that there should be a committee that will be set up solely for management, and the committee members should be made up of people from, or be chosen from carefully from CSOs. You know what I'm talking about. The private sector, we have people in academia. Public servants should be men, qualified public servants, people that are trustworthy, respectable, people who have not, with having dignity, who have not soiled their hands. They are supposed to be the ones to manage this, and we have a lot of them.
Why do we have a dignity detector that we'll use in determining if people have not soiled their? Wouldn't you tell me Busa's question, Lorisha? Let me just come to Lorisha. And tell me Busa's question here, because it may be a public accounts committee tinasia, and somebody said, "Then director Bia or no what baby a disika mano sefako di juma." And yes, Jumano no didi nano crampo COVID ya can was me. Sa auditor general and report ne by no. Edi adansi ya chire and cophobia to say the papa ike. Omuya krum for omu free public service omuya maya juma. Nanka also mudisicani di juma be a beboya diana abano. Neso manya nesa. So I insist. I ain't funny a quack of us uncle for every.
Sikadia true. Like Nipa dear, when we are going to set this thing up, the people who will be coming in would be screened, through like set up, procedures and measures. Nipa dear, I mean, everyone has reputation, and the screening would take that into consideration. And we are setting up as Joseph Ikanye.
That's right.
The steering committee will have a secretariat that will be dealing with the oversight management of things. And so, say if we find someone culpable now, they will take it up to because we said we are going to be backed by an act, and so now be taking it up for a legal. You can say.
Okay.
And you can sana we are advocating for say cancer COVID levy fund what is going on. So our strategy is more accountability, and that is why to advocate create awareness for the public to know, and to now that they know, they are aware. Say BBC eba besi, and to say esia then na public ni ebetimi then aye abwa to hold people in like accountable. So that community, the public is aware. This is the step that we are taking. We want the government to know that establishing the public health emergency fund. And I say yes, Anna. How can they also contribute? How can they also hold people accountable? How can they also support this step?
Se mitiemu nyina mo hwe ani mu se Joseph, mo hwe ani mu se Mrasebedwa Fonso beboa. Omo chefe wo saa nkomo we mu no dia Joseph atu yanim.
Yo. Okay, answer na me answer wo question no. Na odi kan bisa question bi. Say ekuna ye represent wa ha no. At the Crontina ye championing this course ne. Say ye pese aban emfa measures and I say nhihye bi entu kwan mu a. Se na be ya ye betimi aye den a contain and I say betimi a prepare for a any future pandemic. Nti ye fresh say ye call and I say advocacy e say government no establish near ye friend no public health emergency fund. Now sa public health emergency fund no bia fund bia no purposely for any pandemic and I say any emergency yes ebe face Ghana bia no yenya de sakwa na ye san ye den atum na eno no sa no obi nka say ebia eye malaria and I say HIV AIDS and I say TB and I say COVID but eye epidemic and I say a public health emergency fund. Anything at all ebe ba bia no yenim say wo bibi ho no mo e betimi dia support.
Wa bra ye kwa ni mame fa we ntu ya wa bra ye kwa ni wo dwumade so empanifo bi omudi omu si ho say COVID brain mu no omu beto adwene no maboa na o my Ghana yetime di COVID ho dwuma te say eye Dr. Grace ayensu enchebe ye ne be kasa na fe so honorable minta kando a wo ye Mrasebedwani a o tai kasa fa pomde ho nsem no so enchebe ye de ne beto ahoma no so no wa beka enkomo no ho but me question na me busa na fe mame nte onka say eye Mrasebedwa for no mo chefa e wo enkomo yi mu ye de
yo na we na ye free government and as a public health emergency fund na ye free government say government intervene sine be ya o metimi establish bibi san na you can't just as youth platform you can't just start doing anything at all but then there is a need for us say e be engage the right people la o metimi ya den aboa ama ya ji sa calli etum because you believe say bibia be cause obia no na say one fa na mfa that right channel won't mean sasidi nti here as part of your advocacy no is part of our engagement and I say our activity say you engage parliamentarians most especially or specifically in charge of health committee no honorable Akando Kahombi.
That's right.
Na there say you will be more omo tia na ye can issues on pandemic epidemic ye bet sena bet me contain as a country now. Now ye will be more parliament they are ready and they are set for it because mene honorable Akando ye program be Metro TV that was last month. Now it was about the financing of national health insurance.
That's right.
And this is something that I can see that some of them are actually ready to support the cause. We don't wait for the pandemic to strike before
in the end they also implement sa advocacy no ma ye free omo wa be mo say omo na mo nto no mo bibia chese omo mpeso be ya ye be dey. I mean you may call for the setting up of the fund. You be kan wasem you be di hu nkomo. But if those who are supposed to aid in the implementation omo posture no mo bibia chese ye nyanya ready wa hekra excuse omo dem be say ye wa hemefo ye da kware so. You be dey. What do we do about it?
Yeah, so for me, or as a representative of the youth platform on SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, I believe that as young people, we have the voice, we have what it takes the future belongs to us.
More fire.
Those people who are there, who might not think that what we are calling for is not something that is worth, Ghana's development or Ghana's future. Then we hold, because we have over millions of youths where we are able to start up that this is what we want to be done. I don't think the governments, when you look at the developed countries, when youth speak, and they rise up. Yes, so it's all about the action. We are not begging the government to do that, but then we are saying that this is a must that the government should do. Not only like we are not pleading. No, it's a right that everyone, including themselves. When the pandemic struck, who were the people who suffered the most? Yes, so we are standing in, and we all suffered. So they can't deny the fact that this is the situation. And so it's a must. Once they are able to go outside the developed, countries for aid, then it means that whatever they are putting up or measures they are also putting up to ensure that they have something aside for us, then we also have to learn from them.
But you see, Joseph, you've seen there's evidence to show.
So this advocacy has started now. I think for quite about 2 years now, 1.5, 2 years now, and it looks like nothing is being done. So this is a way of intensifying.
I get that point. I get that point. But the argument now, or the concern now, is that we have evidence to show that even in times during the time of COVID, when it was on the rise and it was affecting Ghana and many other countries, when funding was being provided, when aid was provided, the Auditor General's report makes it clear that when those aid or help came, government did not use it for the intended purpose. So I am just wondering if this is our attitude or our posturing towards dealing with the pandemic. What's the guarantee that your call for the need to show preparedness will come to a realization? How do we get them to realize that it is important?
Yes, to hold them accountable.
We have been doing
but
that.
The point is, we cannot just sit down and fold our arms, saying that we have made a move, and then nothing has been done.
Yeah,
we are. This is a human. How do I call it? This is a human nature, or we are living in a human environment where all these things are possible. But notwithstanding, we cannot say because we have spoken, we have taken an action, we must continue to intensify our efforts. All aim at what? Holding these people accountable. I know one day we will surely see them accounting for all this. It doesn't stop here. You know that. The wheel of justice, we said, grinds slowly. It will get to a time, I believe, mark my words, we will get to know how the funds was misappropriated, who was responsible for that misappropriation. And those people will be taken to book. They will be brought to book. You understand? But then what we are saying here is very, very important, because it's about our future. It's about the generations to come. And every move must be geared towards ensuring that we achieve this thing. And you see, this thing is not just being said. It is in line with what? The medium term. They call something medium term national development framework policy.
Right.
Or policy framework. 2022 to 2025.
Yeah.
It's in line with that. Government has failed from the year 2011 to 2017. Now, what about the 2022 to 2025? We are standing on that to tell the government that, look, he should do the needful. The Ministry of Finance, Nana Akufo-Addo, the Ministry of Health.
We are at IMF. I mean, we are in an IMF program.
Yes.
Austerity measures have been put in place.
What's the guarantee?
What's the guarantee that
watch them?
Don't
worry.
We need money for a lot of projects.
It will get there, my brother. We have to start from somewhere.
Funding, there's funding available. The pandemic funding. Not here. WHO.
Okay.
So we need to apply for it. So we are eligible for
yes,
let me speak my truth. They say what they be. Fine. It might not always be the way, but it will surely get there one day. And we are starting it. We are continuing with it. And we are intensifying it as well. So definitely all road leads to the establishment of the public health emergency fund to support epidemic preparedness and response. And we are seeing to that. And this particular campaign is being supported by Sen Ghana Ghana civil society organizations platform on SDGs and its network of members spanning about 400 organizations and going.
Okay, beyond the issue of funding, no, you bet my infrastructure and so account because CNC has pretty to say you know amount for bokwa pay so as pretty. Now I can say, oh, hospital where now abandon WBC, you know, it is only for the privileged. It's near the privilege na day. I could go na ye kwakwaria ka for no. Na ye de abaya hochire asema maye. Joseph, infrastructure asem no ye kind of say because enye sika nko a memwa. Infrastructure no so ka.
Na okay. Nti na it is true the sikano and as a funding no.
Na infrastructure.
I take care of infrastructure. Na ye call it say ye establish funding no. Now, that funding will then go a long way to support, our infrastructure, system. As in, we not, some districts are not actually having the.
Sorry, Obia sending message. You Obia say, "Is our funding ya more can once me? Si can be free here now, ba."
You better do honum. You better do honum. You better say clear way. Clear way. Now, ya discussing with bias cano. Yeah, proposing as platform. So bias cano any day and frame. Nti near honum ne say ye can say. Sikana ye be seti and as a fund na ye be seti aside no sa fund no emua bi na ye be den ye be yi edia support ebia the putting up of infrastructures in districts or areas that do not have access to direct health centers. So we are also looking at let's say research centers because Ghana I don't think we have that capacity when it comes to, because that is actually our problem. Yeah, so that is
for scientific and industrial research.
It's not enough. It's not enough.
Mampani kaso mo ba be sibi emai.
Embai. Nti se sia no ono na aka no na ekirese say to me ebwa ade ye set up that fund no at least ye ntwe say ebia pandemic enye den ensi ansana ya den ya started all those because me kai say during COVID na be ma ye very very vulnerable. COVID no so ama ye hu ye short for bibiana I was saying like what you say. And one of those areas no na me very happy so about infrastructure. One of those areas is infrastructure because some of the the areas the district don't have hospital. It was then that the my penny buyer said Obabe agenda 111. Now question is say akosi infa away yeah but
almost as a home mansion sika cramp ni ho na no mo ka chere say is it grad sika ni won bi onti no I mean so this is a system you are dealing with
reality.
Yeah, so this is a reality. So they are saying money. So we are saying that okay, if money is the challenge, let us establish the public health emergency fund. Then when we have districts or communities that are in need of these centers, we can tap into that and then build. So we don't wait for pandemic to come before you start saying that agenda 1111 for what? And you and I know that it's not going to happen. How long is it going to happen? How many terms do they have in office?
So I just also want to add up to what he's saying. It's not only infrastructure that we are also talking about. We are also talking about what? Equipment. That can, the PPEs, when COVID-19 struck, we need PPEs. Is that not it?
Yeah. We
are also talking about surveillance, risk communication, human resource. There's a whole lot that is needed that this money can do. Training epidemiologists who can also handle the situation. We don't have such people. What's the number? How many of them? So this fund is well positioned to cater for a whole lot as far as epidemic preparedness and response is concerned. And that's why we have to take this very, very important. It is not the one we are talking about, COVID-19 Trust Fund.
Right.
This particular one, we are positioning ourselves. And like I said, is in light with the Ghana's medium-term national development policy framework agenda.
We have something like that.
And I wrote an article recently saying that before we can achieve this, Ghana must honor or fulfill the agenda, the medium-term national development policy framework agenda. And that's what we must hold government accountable, because government has failed to honor this.
Laurentia, who be to us, Fatu, so Enchebia, maybe a phone lines, Ghana for Mutie, Wabra, didn't say where she was soon. Wait, if I yen I am where yen I am combo, a choir ye bet me see at Orientam ho quine, a choir ye bet my share say, ye were bambo be Wabra Orientam be eba, say ya dear, say ye, baby fofro, near Empenifoy can say ye here for two beer. Ah, ye bet me this guma beboa, na yet me so, say I should pretty see a near the see. Say normal nasa akadeɛ ne yɛde bɛtɔ a ne yɛde atoto te sɛ deɛ hu wɔ covid bere mu ana nose mask kora ho ayɛ de ama adɔkotafoɔ ne anursefoɔ yi enti sɛ sika no na ɔmo ka ho asɛm enti yɛbie phone lines na wobɛtumi aba abɛkyerɛ w'adwen sɛ wowɔ gyidie sɛ aban wɔ bɛtumi atu saa nam question bi a wowɔ bia busa mpanimfoɔ yi yɛbɛma ho kwan na wɔbɛbusa mu Lawrence deɛ wɔwɔ toa so
me deɛ mɛka ɛsi ano ne sɛ yɛ public health emergency fund no yɛmpɛ sɛ ɛbɛyɛ fund a ɛda hɔ. We want it to be functional. And then yes, you try my BB basi and son you better dip into the fund. Because one, you can infrastructure now. Says why not we start building the infrastructures? Why don't we start building the ultra modern science facilities now bet me as supporting, training the capacity. Oh. And so when we allocate the fund for sectors now, we are better prepared. And then yes, we can add the home we train BBC and now public no backers into okay, this as can down day. So let's start putting those systems in place. Say your into public fund okay, right now in center maybe this district only need health facilities, so we can start taking out money from the fund to go and build that. My chema BB and C answer because as we are in panic mode, not in prepared mode. So we need to prepare ourselves before the pandemic hits, and that is why I'm saying that let the fund be functional. My agents one more interested to be being seen answer na yetimi aka say you be and now be kona wa kwhwa na banko hu sika no ho mu bio. So we are advocating that the fund be functional. It's set up and functional.
Obisimi Musa say, I mean, with sikakura ye gina so say yet wo ene bosia hodo krampo ane ye wo no mpono emu a ye mampanyi che bo say obesisi asupiti mpono ye ntimi nye. So what's the guarantee say yenya safutu ya a question here manfo menya about 6 messages dance identity. What's the guarantee say see the safutu yi ba another ye the fund yi ba and no ma mabubo swi nyina no yensa beka say Ghana for say before
once okay about auditors
general report.
Once they couldn't really identify the omudisicane and that's what I'm saying. This
ambulance video actually says here in Dubai. One farmer data now also the ban one farmer. Nancy video actually says here he cash shop for Dubai. So I mean
I understand the concerns of the public. And I can say there should be allocation. Say fund fund percentage is going, a percentage is allocated for research, a percentage is allocated for infrastructure. That is how we are able to do robust accountability. Oh, and yes, I am to me say fund yes COVID. What are the segments that is conclusive of the entire fund? Oh, and they'll be at me sorry, okoyese. But say we are giving maybe 25% to infrastructure. Yet we say okay, 25% is going into building hospitals, procuring equipment and stuff. Then we can account for it. But say need those allocations now. Accountability becomes very, very difficult and invisible because they say what we are asking them to account for.
Okay, answer maybe a phone lines and I don't know Joseph Minui. My member Joseph Bako and I've my back who are they also work. Again, I work in terms of accountability. I say me question people that are raising say, what's the guarantee that there will be that level of trust? In terms of the setting up of the fund.
We are going back. I think because of the question, that's why. Yeah, I think we said something like we are looking at some people that will be screened, a committee that will supersede.
Who's looking at that? That's what you're advocating for.
Yes, in order for us to get that kind of accountability towards the usage and management of the fund, so that it will not be like what happened during the era of COVID. We are proposing that a committee should be set up, made up of people of high moral and good character, high moral character and integrity. And proven integrity. High moral character and proven integrity. That's the word I want to use.
Yeah.
So there are people that, as we sit down here, I'm sure one of them would have come to your mind as we speak, that you will just say, as for this person has that quality. But can come into be part of that committee.
In a multi, in a multi. Look, I'm doing this deliberately. And someone won't confide dreaming in dealing with it in a multi-party system. Sad democracy way. Yes, winner takes it all. Mena me MPP. Makwa abatu medim kunim. Nina the woman nina semensa. Me appointment MPP nina me appoint no. Me found the NDC ni. Now here's the situation. You're looking at a committee which will be made up of people with such
with selected from various sectors.
Fantastic. What's the guarantee that can happen in a system of governance like this?
That's why we are saying that it is guaranteed, because look at the current parliament that we have. It's not based on the winner takes all. If it is based on that, the speaker wouldn't be from NDC and will now be the speaker. But so it's possible that we can do something like this in parliament.
But in this case, the constitution
once
gives,
we have the act.
In this case, the constitution gives the appointing authority to what the president. Is the president that makes such appointment, or you're looking at parliament initiating
an
this
act where the president's hands will be off from appointment. That's something that we don't want at this point in time, because it won't help. It won't help. So it should be how they call it. I wanted to use a certain word. It shouldn't be something that the president should control. It should be something off his powers.
Okay, very good.
Where maybe an act can say, let's select these people partially, who can manage this fund, who can supersede over this fund, and by so doing, by selecting those people of high moral character and proven integrity. Look at these keywords. By getting these people in office to run this committee, to supersede over this fund, I believe we are going somewhere that people should have trust in this.
Okay. Joseph, because of voice we are made by the this is the parliamentary candidate for the MPP in the Nalaregu area. And about COVID-19 trust fund buyer, Yemo Musika so Mumfendi COVID Hujumano. Say, and I watch say, ye disikane ye yintie.
And Alasan, I think last month or so, he made another comment. And as usual, people will say that, oh, madam, you are above it, don't talk. But let me tell you, if somebody closes his eyes to damage you, there is nothing like you are above responding to such a person. That one day, I will not take it. I will also have to come out and explain myself. If that makes me a bad leader, fine. But I will have to explain myself. And I know there are descendant people on this platform who will listen and do their own investigations. The COVID fund came. I was given 50,000. Oh. My quota was 50,000 as a regional second vice. Then, who doubles as a parliamentary candidate for Sanargu? I had another 50,000 cedis, making it 100,000. Then the constituency were given, is it 200,000 or so? I can't remember. So I called for, and MCE was given 30,000. I can't remember. Then Chairman was given 20,000, and I think the other executives is 10,000, or was it Chairman was giving 10,000, but I can't remember. So I called them to a meeting. I called the constituency executive to a meeting. And I told them that, fine, for me, I am going to add all the 100,000 that I am entitled to the constituency. Listen, I am handing over all my 100,000 to the constituency money. I didn't ask any executive to add his money to what I was going to give to the women.
So Joseph,
yes.
What you say anyway? What was what?
Matepa.
Obi amra bonte meka said you okay wo boa. Besi ne. E da so kunko ho. We na mayesuro. Esa mo ka fund asama. Ye mo foto ye kai we ya ne yam de bram.
Yo na nia mesome wo a me de be kan nia me nuanu mu adi kan aka dada.
That's right.
Na nia mo aka no na ewum like
ne kwan so ano no.
Na nia mpesa me fan kan ho ne se na say yes set up a fund now. There is one thing we are looking up to ensure that there is accountability and transparency. Now, that is say we want an independent secretariat for this particular fund. Now, when we say can say we want an independent secretariat, and I just say yempe idea buying san and I say President we can say we bia and almost and I say and I say Parliament no set up fund.
Okay.
But we want all politicians hands off this particular fund.
Sir?
And then the fund will be managed by this independent secretariat. And measures for accountability, strict measures of accountability will be put in place. We have CSOs, civil society organizations that what they do is purely accountability.
That's right.
Transparency. Ghana Integrity Initiative.
Yeah.
It's an organization that takes issues of corruption and then those accountability seriously. We also have Ghana CSO platform on social accountability, and those are people. We have people who are highly integrity, like people who have that capacity to ensure that this fund is well managed. I always say that CSOs. Let's put politics aside. If you put politics aside, we will be able to manage the affairs of this country in a way.
Politics here.
Yeah, politics.
And yeah, dada sem na politics.
Dada sem na.
You bet with the dada sem atunchen.
Atunchen.
You bet with the dada sem atunchen.
Yes, you bet with the atunchen. Oh yes, you bet with the atunchen.
Say the dada sem atunchen. Better na won komo yetimedi.
Oh. Near what honor
politics. Dada sem.
Debi enya politics. Enya politics.
Debi a party sem na wo kan.
Debi enya party asem.
Yeah.
Enya party asem. Where eye Ghana asem. Eye Ghana miniwo and even ebia emfa hu se wo NDC or MPP or CPP and I say eye Ghana na eye kan. Oh nti ye kan say this is what we want. And we don't want the government or and I say be a president and I say committee and I say debi ye pay independent now measures will be put in place. Strict measures will be put in place to ensure that
Mame from 2 or 3 calls be said be yes you bet here e won come for dream aka best mame en sane de dwumade no abana we mo wait till 0208984166 and 050000257 but if we omo nanti omo nama ne omo asem omo de nama ne say enam yade atoriye nchem ene ne etimi eto o man Ghana nti ye mo foto bi nto na yemfa ndi sa adwuma no mugiri se betima yeyana. Hello morning we na baby afrefree.
Hello Kwame, good morning.
Nyamena da ma me ho ye we na baby afrefree.
Kwame, ona be ma ideas man de mi ka tafi aboso kan.
Ideas man yentio.
Kwame, mami ntia mi nuanu mi sita ne gara no mo to studio no. Amuti yen set fund. Abandada na etwe mu no. Fund stand abandada na set CEO etu wonu man sana. Abanu fio. Ka fund gina wo hin. Enye mi ka sema bu omo abemu. Bi omo anamontu na omo tu no very 100% sanka ya ban papa wa tim papa e ma ni man for ni timemufo e na wo ho a. Yes ade na ka futu no betumi agina.
Yeah. Okay, me that say young call for so I'm sure that will be the last and final. Hello morning.
Why morning?
Bajo Dina baby of free.
Your family is Kokuta and Sophie Dansuma, Ablik Mawes.
A giant you.
You are finding radio, Yatia Bro, because all first I never cost and let Freddy say, I just want to call money. Oh, price of Cocot. Cocot, one I got to war. Or many of Cocot. You say the engineer to be FNC, that to be.
Mention that say sound so. What do I drink? Chabe butter you made no young quite last caller. Hello morning, we didn't baby out for free.
Good morning, meaning a man. Of a quantity to say
Yamena Daruma, Udin and a baby out for free.
What down for my yoga? Kasafi Dakuma.
My yoga hit you.
Minia, the old candy and one, you say, Yaya who say, oh, my man, could you, sir, said the HA, baby, Yama be breeded, baby, I'm in my touch, I am down in the program, young person, you say. Yeah, about one I echo to, I think, na young friend who could go.
Mate, Otra, Ebedi Wujuma, Medase, Basabre, Atoriancham was some near Con, Yasamo, Yatia, Yaguru, what they are COVID by, see why I said them. No be asher them, near say, any and there, Eti and there, a memory name, but before you, my bad, you more can say, near Yabayan and na, Yadaba boy, your home by, or China 70. O masoma say yemfa foto bi nto na yenyina so mfa ntutu anamon bi a ebeboa ma yenya bambo ahodo masoma twa to ansa na ye de dwumade your final words ansa na ye de dwumade na ba ye Laurentia ladies first I'm just saying
yo like all our concerns has been the government.
Yeah.
And we want to reiterate that this is going to be an independent and it's a public health, a public,
yeah.
Because with a lot of the issues that came with the fund and like accountability of the COVID trust fund, it was because we were all in panic mode. Assembly see and this camera, and the accountability strategies weren't really set in place. Oh, Masemne say we need to establish the fund now, because as a pandemic this year, it started with a man on the phone. And so imagine saying a pandemic, another pandemic comes and it's affecting more of the European countries.
Right.
Now we will be found wanting.
Joseph Momentum Joseph, you will be the person.
So when the pandemic struck, for instance, the COVID-19, there were mortalities and morbidities. Businesses collapsed. Livelihoods, households were affected.
Yeah.
The country's growth came to a stall.
Yeah.
We don't want such a situation anymore. We don't want such a. That is why we must have a robust health system in place. To address what emergencies, health emergencies.
Very well.
So on this note, all that I would like to say is that I would like to appeal to the authorities. For instance, call on President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He should invite the finance minister, invite the health minister, all the stakeholders that matters, bring all of them together so that they can deliberate, prioritize the establishment of the
fund
emergency.
Very well, thank you. Joseph, also the chat. Body tell mama seconds.
Miss Media say, kakra me be kan ya minion mo adi kan kan say. Na call we ne de nya nipa ba ko ejuma. Na ye frɛ the general, stakeholders. Ye can stakeholders ye wo media, this na also ye wo di. Ye wo CSO, ye wo even citizens.
So many say
na push this agenda.
Very well.
Madam
Joseph Laurentia. Madam Nyina say ani yede mu besi wo Dwabo Ase upon 97.9. Chira nyame ya adoma. Oche efiada. Wow, sisi eh. Hey. You from Kwame Nkawai. Ajimanie power nie. Or the power mid morning ba.